But it's one thing to suspect or, make up things in your mind, but it's one thing when you have hardcore facts right in your hand. Like I said, I always had questions. Actually, not long after Jocelyn was probably 5, and I would go in these periods of down these rabbit holes of trying to figure this out, and I would get nowhere, and then I would just table it for years, and it was resurface. And when Jocelyn was about 5, I was married, and I knew I was born in Georgia, Athens, Georgia, and my mom was a nurse. And I thought that she always used to talk about this doctor that she worked with, and he was a kind man, he was a really good doctor. And I just thought maybe he would have some answers, like he would know something. And so I found him, I made an appointment at his office, and I went down there, and I got nothing. Like, I just, no question. He remembered my mother, but he said the last time he spoke to her was when my father passed away. So I got nowhere. So I kind of tabled that, it drifted off. But then I found later on my mother didn't have a good relationship with her mother-in-law, who my father's mother. I didn't even know if she was still alive. I remember I ended up asking my aunt, my mother's sister, where is she? Like, can I find her? I thought maybe she would have some answers. And ended up, she lived maybe 6 minutes from me.
Wow.
I had no idea. I'd never seen her my whole life. She didn't come around. Nobody from my dad's side of the family I ever saw. And I just showed up one day and knocked on her door, and she knew exactly who I was. And she told me a whole different story than what I'd ever heard. She said she had tried for years to reach out. She had sent letters and packages, but they were all returned, marked moved, no forwarding address. She didn't know what happened with the relationship with my mom and her. She said after my dad passed away, it was just cut off. And again, I asked her, like, what is their heritage? What is, do we have any Asian, any Hawaiian, anything? She's like, no, there's nothing like that in our family. And she told me some things that, she said, when you were born, a lot of things changed. Like, your mother became very possessive of you. She wouldn't really let any of us hold you, Anyway, that lasted for about a week. My mom found out, that I had been to see her, and that was a whole breakdown, and so I just stopped. I didn't want to upset my mom, and I let it go, and I lost contact with them. So throughout my life in different periods, I would go down these rabbit holes of searching, but it wasn't until I was mid-40s, maybe like 45 maybe, I did this DNA test where it just swabs the inside of your cheek to tell you where your DNA is most commonly found. And I got the results back, and I was floored. And everybody, that is so surprising to everybody, because everybody else is like, how could you be surprised? Like, you look in the mirror every day, like, what are you surprised about? But it's one thing to suspect or, make up things in your mind, but it's one thing when you have hardcore facts right in your hand. And I was just hysterical. And in my mind, in that moment, I said I was just doing it for my own knowledge. I'm not even going to confront my mom because I don't feel like I'm going to get the answers, and it's just going to upset her. But after about 3 days, I couldn't. And so I went over there, and I took the test with me, and, it was a lot of questions of who put you up to this, and but never any acknowledgement of what the test actually said. No confirmation of, yes, that's right, or anything. It was just a huge argument, and but that was the beginning of me finding out.